Right now, for those of you that are not aware, hey Grayson, we have a $1 offer. So the coronavirus, unfortunately, has hit our economy, and of course, well, you know, wherever you are, it's probably affecting you at this point. And while a lot of people are on quarantine, I mean, I've actually seen here in New York, they're talking about possible quarantine for as long as 9 months, and up to 80% of the people getting the virus. That's what you know, Governor Cuomo is saying. That's a little
Throw
scary.
2020 away, man. It's for 2021.
I beg your pardon?
I said, man, they basically talking about throwing 2020 away and starting in 2021.
I'm not throwing anything away, man. With 80% of people getting that virus, this is where, you know, it depends. You got to remember the numbers. The reality is that most healthy people are not going to die from this virus, right? Even, you know, ironic, this is like one of the things too, right? So not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, we went to a school out here called Brooklyn Tech. I think she's some political position. Let me look it up. That's crazy. I forgot that you were out in Oregon. I'm pretty sure that's the state, because I thought it was Washington, and it's not. Akasha Lawrence for the people. Yeah, that's her. Give me a sec. Pull it up. See? Yeah. So you should get to know her. She is part of your legislative. See? It's crazy that because we were in student government together, and now she's like, you know, in the House of Representatives. I should send her your video from that small business thing. Remember that? That was a crazy event. But back to Builderall. So, as I said, just kind of want to keep you guys on top of what's going on. As you guys have seen, the transformation that this platform has seen has been significant. And again, I start off with the coronavirus because, you know, Eric, our CEO, was inspired to reach out and to help folks, right? And here is where he has created a bunch of awesome new funnels to help us. So here's one thing. Everybody on this call is grandfathered in, but if you come in at the premium level, you will have an opportunity to be in what they call the funnel club. Basically, what I was saying with Eric is that for, I believe, the remainder of the month, you can sign up for Builderall for just $1. You get access to the full, to the full platform for 1 month for $1. Okay, and so that gives you the opportunity here. You can see right here. Let me close this out. You have the $1 opt-in, right? And then the $1 funnel. It becomes your duty. Let's see who just dropped in the chat. How should you go about promoting this funnel? All right, so yeah, so this is where I'm at. In my opinion, the best way to get somebody to sign up is to show them. So this is a good opportunity where I'm just gonna go to the plans, right? And you can see that the premium plan comes with the best things. So here you have unlimited subscribers. I don't know about you guys, but again, this virus, this pandemic has shown me the importance of email marketing, right? Not really shown me, but just edified what I already knew, which is that email marketing is an essential thing that businesses need to take into consideration. a lot of businesses, restaurants especially, have been sending me emails and keeping me updated as to, you know, their hours of operation, the fact that they are open and available for takeout. And this is important when you, for anybody that's building anything, Haywood, they need to have an email list. We, as a marketer, as somebody in the network marketing industry, you cannot stress this enough. It is so important that you have an email list of your prospects, so that you have an email sequence, again, when you're in the network marketing arena or MLM, and you now have an opportunity to collect a list of people that have or express interest in your particular company or in your brand. So Haywood and I have actually been talking about different ways that you can market yourself when you represent, and when you're you know, when you represent, when you have a franchise or you're an IBO, whatever you want to call it, in a network marketing company. There are some people that lead with the company and the product and are right in your face as to what it is, what company they're affiliated with, what product or service that they offer, and you have the opportunity to join with them. For people that do that, it's often people that have an established network, right? That have an established brand, and that have an established team. Where I will use Lorenzo Hoffman, for example, and everybody knows that he is one of the you know, creators and leaders with Team BYOB, right? And so everybody on this call is aware of Zoe, how much value that he puts out, right? And how he has crushed network marketing company after network marketing company. Okay, so when he joins a company, at the moment, his primary company, I would say, is TLC, Total Life Changes. When he joins a company, he has an established team that he has helped generate income, that already know, like, and trust him. And he knows that when he brings an offer to the table, they are 100% going to take a look at it, right? And in most cases,
we lost your audio.
no, sorry about that. I'm in my grandma's room, and she started to I thought she was in some sort of distress, so I was muting her out. Sorry about that. What I was saying is that with Zoe, like I said, they're going to take a look at it. Why? Because they have made money with him in the past, and they know that what he will bring to the table will have value, right? So this is where the idea, and what a lot of people that don't have an established brand have to deal with, is sponsor shopping, right? People that will, this happens to me. I'm sure if you're on the line, it may happen to you. It's less likely to happen to, like I said, you know that Zoe's been a six-figure earner in too many companies to name, right? So you'd have to hit him up or really be following him to know. It's like company after company, right? And as I aspire to get there, right, one of the reasons that he's my mentor, but you have to understand that some people will hit you up, ask you not even a billion questions, right? And then go sign up somewhere else. That's less likely with someone like Zoe, who literally is going to be one of the top earners almost every single time, right? And that's why when he is promoting TLC, he doesn't have to build that excitement to keep the name kind of not hide it, but just be less upfront with it. He can say TLC, you know, Team BYOB, right? And people are going to want to be a part of that team and want to work with him, versus when you are more of a lesser known name in the industry, and you have to kind of create that excitement about what you're doing, provide the value, get people to know, like, and trust you. what are you going to use for that? A sales funnel, right? Haywood, this is where the first thing that you should be doing is having a funnel for yourself, right? So with Builderall, this is your opportunity to create a lead magnet. Hey, you know, I'm going to use World Ventures because it's like, it's just out there. A lot of people know about it, right? The travel industry isn't doing that great, just with the climate. But if I correct me if I'm wrong, Haywood, when you book with World Ventures, do you get travel insurance?
You get a form of it, yeah.
Okay, so if you had a trip planned and you couldn't go, would you have gotten your money back with what has happened in the world economy and just the nature of traveling today?
That's a good question. I don't know, but I think so. I think you would.
Okay. Let's rock and roll with that. Or here's where I'll use Planet Net. I've told you guys I'm partnered with someone in Planet Net. As a travel agent, when you're using when you're scheduling trips with Planet Net, you're definitely going to be giving your customers, your clients, travel insurance. Okay, and so here's where your sales funnel for Planet Net would be something similar to don't make the mistake of, you know, jumping onto cheapotickets.com to get your flights or to book a vacation. You never know what can happen. You should have booked with a travel agent here at Planet Net, right? Because a lot of times people use these discount services and they don't necessarily cover them. I do know another big thing is often when you travel, in the event that you do get sick, how are you going to pay for medical insurance, right? I'll give you the case of if you're not in the US and you're traveling to the US, the idea, of course, is that it becomes more difficult for you to pay those bills that are going to be incurred if, unfortunately, you got sick in a place like America where they don't have national health care, right? And you can use a lead magnet like that. With Builderall, our platform is literally the ultimate digital marketing platform. So this is where this is a subtle reminder here. You guys should be seeing the plans of all the things that you get, right? You have the opportunity, if you're in a network marketing company, to build an evergreen webinar, okay? One of the things with network marketing, right, like Haywood, for example, is on the West Coast. The majority of the people on my team are on the East Coast. So there have been times where I'm throwing a live webinar like this where he cannot hop on. Okay, Builderall gives you the opportunity to have an evergreen webinar where you are now providing this live. So some people do this thing where it's fake live, right? So they basically, I'm trying to look for a fancy way of saying trick, but lead the person attending the webinar to believe that it's live when it might not be. That is touch and go, but you definitely have the opportunity to go through the Builderall platform on or your network marketing company, let's say Planet Net, and walk people through why they should be booking with a travel agent or why they should become a travel agent as an additional stream of income, right? Something that they can do from home, and they can actually do for anybody all over the globe. Believe it or not, there are people traveling. I just saw on my timeline somebody went to, I think it was South Africa, and is right back in the UK just in time as they have closed schools last Friday, and most people will be moving to remote working this past week and definitely next week. Okay, so that's one of the things too, where you're now being able to automate your business and work on any time zone globally. Builderall allows you to do that. For a lot of people, the idea of moving to the Builderall platform wasn't favorable because they are WordPress fans. So WordPress is a website builder that's infamous for its plugins and for its SEO, right? It's one of the more, I want to say, when it comes to having to know web development, it's a little more, I want to say confusing, but just hands-on, right? And so now if you're looking with this price, not only are you going to be able to build websites out on the Builderall platform, you will also be able to build on the WordPress platform, and you get hosting already. So a lot of people, and this is actually something, this is a lesson learned for those of you that have agencies and that are using Builderall. I reached out to someone that was building a brand that I liked, and I decided, hey, let me discount my web development package, because I really wanted to work with them. I had, and this is where you guys have seen my back office as to how many websites I've built. I've never had anybody not ask me if they didn't know what web hosting was. So you do know that if you are looking to build a website, and it's important that you guys explain this to your customers, your clients, is that when they're paying you to build a website, they're paying you to build the website, right? That's like you walking into AT&T and paying for the cell phone. You still need to pay for AT&T service every month. And that's exactly what hosting is. So it became a big thing. But the reason I say that is because the Builderall platform allows you to connect up to 15 domains. So this means you can have 15 websites, right? Running and fully hosted, okay? And you also get to have websites on WordPress. So you're not limited to just building on the Builderall platform anymore, okay? Another thing that you have access to is chatbot. So chatbot messaging is huge, right? When you're talking about an MLM, also a lot of times you have, tire kickers, depending on where you're getting your influx of leads from. When you're using a chatbot, you're now able to stimulate a conversation with somebody to prospect them, right? To weed the people out that are subsequently going to waste your time in an automated fashion. So Builderall offers two different types of chatbots. You have the messenger chatbot. This falls in line with Facebook, right? It is basically a Builderall version of something called ManyChat. ManyChat, I believe, was the first one. But Builderall has their own chatbot, and now you get all the functionality of ManyChat for this price included, okay? And then the other thing too is everybody knows that, in my opinion, everyone that's smart is aware that you need Facebook, right? You need a presence on Facebook, even if you're not active on there as you are on other platforms. You're losing out tremendously if you don't have some sort of presence on Facebook when it comes to your business, right? So creating a business page for your Facebook, on Facebook is essential. But as much as I love Facebook, right, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And so we actually have a professional website bot, which what it does is it helps you by adding that live chat feature directly to your website. And again, with network marketing, what that allows people to do is to reach out to you, is to have a conversation with you, is to see that you're a real person, right? That's ready, willing, and able to answer their questions. And you will see that's going to increase your, increase your traffic flow, but also increase your signups, right? Because people see, hey, in 2020, you have the people that understand network marketing And you have the people that have heard about it, but heard negative things, but are still open to it. And the reason I point them out is because those are the people that are going to more than likely engage and ask questions. And once they see that, like Brandon, like Haywood, like Skrilla, that you are a real, honest person looking to help them create an additional source of income, in my opinion, it becomes a no-brainer. And these are the things that you want to expose people to. And Haywood, like I said, the best way, my friend, is to be using it, right? Is to actually have those things set up. So even now, you know, as you're rolling with rank makers, right? And you have your challenge going and everything, talking to people, being honest about, even now, as you have all these different network marketing companies, you can have your website be about you, right? If you don't have the domain, definitely get it. Hayward Wall, I believe Wall is your last name, right? .com, and you can talk to them about, hey, I know network marketing works. How am I finding the perfect company for me? You're exposing people to Hayward and your brand and what's important to you. Definitely talking to them about your experience in rank makers and what you're learning, and using these tools and connecting with them, even just getting the email address and people connecting with you, right? As a man of faith, right? As a veteran, there are people that are going to connect with you on just those 2 points alone, regardless of what company you're in, and more likely to join you whenever you pick the company that is the right fit for you, right? A CRM. So one of the things that I I have to do is I have a Google plugin, Chrome extension, excuse me, that's what they call. And it allows you to create a Excel spreadsheet. And Builderall is actually moving into the point where you're going to be able to import CSV files. But a CRM is also a great tool for a network marketer that has a huge influx of leads. What it is a customer relationship manager, right? For me, for example, soon I will be needing to purchase a ton of Tupperware. I'll be moving out of my mom's house, apartment, not house, and I will be buying my own Tupperware. And I've connected with some lady and I have no idea what her name is. If I had been using the CRM, I would be able to now go back to this relationship that I have built because I have a manager to keep track of it, right? So these are all you can see, Hayward, where I'm going through the different ways that you should be talking to people in rank makers. Like, hey, how do you manage all your leads, right? Even the person that talks to you about Vive, right? Ask him, how are you keeping track of everybody that you talk to? Vive actually has one of those. And with that, fellas, I need 5 minutes, okay? You guys there?
Okay.
Yeah, I will be back in 5. Feel free to talk amongst yourself. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we were talking about the CRM. You definitely want to be following that up with an email autoresponder. And that's when you see up here, just a brief reminder, for those of you that are the older school, the email autoresponder that Builderall use is fully branded by Builderall. And so you can see we no longer are using the mailing boss term. And here you have unlimited subscribers. So keep in mind, when you build a huge list of 100,000 people, now the Builderall platform is going to help you, send out emails to 100,000 people. Another, not hidden, but often not talked about feature enough that the Builderall platform offers is, where is it? I'm looking for it. I don't even see it on here, but 10,000% will be able to show it to you. Hey, who's that? iPhone, just gonna mute you out. You can feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question. Is professional emails, okay? So one of the things that a lot of businesses often don't spring for is a professional email. So I used, Hayward Wall. when you get haywardwall.com, you would be info@haywardwall.com, right? Or contact@haywardwall.com would be your professional email address. So what a professional email address is an email address that uses the domain that is associated with, okay? For example, you have contact@builderall.com, right? That would be how you reached out to somebody from the Builderall platform. I don't know if that actually works. Don't quote me. And my professional email addresses are for clients. And what it is you actually, so let me actually just show you guys the function. But the reason that that's significant is because I have to find out, I'm pretty sure that you would probably get it at the builder level, because once you have a domain and once you are using the Builderall Autoresponder, you need a professional email. And so here's one thing. You're thinking, okay, I know plenty of businesses that don't have one. When you are now emailing 100, let's move to the bigger dogs, right? 5,000, 15,000 emails. You want to ensure that when you send Brandon an email, right, about how your e-commerce store has the cutest Chicago Bears, onesies for Grayson. Tell me that I got that right. I got it right. It is Chicago Bears. Okay, moving on. That he's gonna see that email because he's gonna hop on it and buy one, right? And when you are using a Gmail account, keep in mind, and you're sending a substantial amount of emails, they will flag your Gmail account as spam. Take it from somebody that's happened to already, okay? And this is one of the important reasons that you need a professional email, and you need an email autoresponder that's going to increase the deliverability of the email. I move on and let you know, I love GoDaddy, but for that service alone, I was paying $5, right? Keep in mind, of course, you bought the domain and you're paying for the hosting if you're using GoDaddy, and now you still have to pay for that. Here on the Builderall platform, once you're using the email autoresponder, you get a professional email because that's what you're going to be using to contact the large amount of leads that you have. So we have actually talked about it. I do think it becomes essential that I know that people have been kind of confused as to the word subscriber, right? And this is where, actually, I think it was leads and they changed it to subscriber, so forget that. But yes, you have that professional email address. And as you're building a business, like a real business, you know that a lot of times you get that slack, oh, your affiliate marketing, network marketing, that's not real entrepreneurship. As far as I'm concerned, that's bull. And this is where you also keep in mind that when you're creating your business structure, so your LLC or your corporation, or even when you're operating as a sole proprietorship, and you now want to have an Uber account for your business separate from your personal, you're going to need a professional email for that. They do not accept Gmail, okay? And that's one of the things that you get on the Builderall platform, already included in the price, that I think, as I said, is a kind of an underutilized, an underutilized feature, right? So yeah, this is just going through. Here's another thing too, and so Haywood is actually, I think everyone here is in my personal group. As I'm looking to crush the companies that I'm currently affiliated with, Builderall included, I'm really tightening up on my SEO game, right? So SEO in the traditional sense, and that's, meta tags, right? And what is it? backlinks, and I'm learning all that jargon, but more importantly, how to use it, because I think that a lot of these network marketing companies, it's underutilized, right? Using SEO to get that free organic traffic. So one of the things too that I often speak about is the idea of Linktree, right? So Linktree is huge on Instagram. You see so many people, even influencers, using Linktree because why? It's easy to set up, right? Instagram only allows you to use one link. And so when you use a Linktree, you're allowing people to see a variety of your different links all through that one link option. But what a lot of people don't realize is all Linktree is a web page that you can design yourself, right? And so here is where I'll show you a Linktree that I actually, or a Linktree version that I had actually built out.
That's exactly what I'll be telling people.
Right, because you know what? When Skrilla, what they fail to realize is that they are now branding Linktree where they could be creating a backlink for themselves, where they could be creating that extra traffic to their website, right?
Yep.
And so here
That's
you can
what I'll
see,
tell them.
here is where I have subsequently their Linktree, right? So I gotta actually move that over a little bit because it's not centered. But you can see right here, now they put this in their Instagram bio, right? And you have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have their merch, you have the Facebook, you have the Twitter. And then of course you have the opportunity for them to connect with some of the web pages from the home page. Linktree does not allow this. And most importantly, I was using Linktree, even though I had Builderall, until I was like, hey, why do I have a Linktree in my bio, right? When I should be having my many domains there, right?
Right.
And that's when I realized, I don't know if this is still true. So if it's not, this will be on YouTube. You can kill me in the comments. But Linktree doesn't allow you to forward your Linktree or to mask the Linktree with a domain, right? So if you have a GoDaddy account, you do know, I just like GoDaddy, so sorry. But if it's Namecheap or whatever, you can, wherever you purchase your domain, you can often forward an already built website to whatever your domain is, right? So if you built it out on Wix, or I don't even know if you could do those free platforms, because normally the idea is if you want more branding with Linktree, that's when you have to pay for it. When you can build it out on your own platform or get your web developer or designer to do it for you, and now people are going to get that opportunity to connect with you on whatever links you so choose, right? And I just think that that's super important. Excuse me. Back to Builderall. Builderall allows you to do that. Subsequently, when it comes to subdomains, you can build as many as you like, and this is where for those people that are looking to increase their skill set with the Builderall web development platform, you have the option to reach out to some of these influencers and say, hey, your Linktree is kind of whack, right? Do it. Let me do it over. Here's where I'll show you somebody that I did over their Linktree, right? And this is an opportunity for you to build your skill set, and then as you build your skill set, most definitely an opportunity for you to now charge people to do it. Keeping in mind with the new Cheetah platform, you have the ability, right? So this was she's got quite a few links there, but you get the point. You have the ability to what was I saying? Completely lost my train of thought. Okay. You have the ability to now charge them for it. And the Cheetah platform is so cool. It allows you to set up templates. Okay. So here's another example of a Linktree that I have. for TLC, where this template I can now use, and all I have to do is just continuously change out the colors or whatever, but just this overall format, I don't have to keep rebuilding. Okay, so this is a pretty simple thing, but it saves time when you don't have to build it out over and over again, right? And when now you're just reaching out to somebody and you're just changing the photo and the color scheme if they have a logo to match it, and you're just, you know, again, changing the font or whatever. But the heavy lifting as far as drag and drop is already done for you because the template is saved, right? I think that that's another cool feature. And here's also where we get into the SEO part. When you're building, so this is where I'll jump into the Cheetah Builder. I'll give it some time to load, and in that, while that, you can check this out, right? But you have the opportunity now to do things that Linktree doesn't allow you to do. So even if you are using the free, remember that now Builderall does offer a free website builder. Okay, you're not going to get the full branding. It's a similar vibe to you know, Wix and all those other platforms, but the SEO part you still get. And when you're using Linktree, you cannot use Google Search Console to you know, how do I say? So you basically, I believe the word is register, but basically you just, oh, yeah, okay, so to index, that's what it's called. When you want to index your website, indexing your website is, sorry, grandma. But anyways, indexing your website allows Google to find it when somebody is searching a keyword that your website has to do with. Does that make sense? So you can't do that when you use a Linktree. So for a lot of people, Hayward, this is where you really sell them. You're like, okay, so you're in World Ventures. When somebody Googles World Ventures, are they even likely to find you? No, especially not if they're using Linktree, as opposed to if they take the time to build this out on the Builderall platform. Now they are going to be able to, I'll use this, you go to edit site. See here, you have the SEO settings, the keywords, the meta tags I have not thrown in here, and you have that option even at the free level, okay? And this is where they have to see the value in building something long-term and investing in their business, right? So as they are now investing in the time, right, that it takes to get this out, so that when somebody Googles, whoops, oh yeah, this is how I do it the easy way. Make sure I don't screw up the spelling, right? When somebody Googles it, okay, the only website that's outranking me is Facebook. And we all know why that is, because it's literally its own country at this point. So the authority and the domain is there. But now when somebody is Googling this brand, they're coming up on the website, right? And this is where even Team BYOB, and this is a nugget for you guys for actually coming on, try using Team BYOB indexing your, indexing your website, and see if you're not able now to to pop up. While Team BYOB, and actually let's check this out. It's used often, right? However, if you can look at this, there are no websites ranking for it. This is actually my Builderall group. I mean, my meetup group. I recently stepped down, but here you can see this is actually, and these are because these are high authority domains. But please understand that when you build out something and that you are using the Cheetah platform and indexing it with the Google Search Console, all of which I teach you how to do, right? Because that's one of the things I was telling you guys has been on my agenda. So in the group, you see that I've been doing it. You are likely to, and actually that I think that'll be a fun project. So if you guys want to compete with me for the front page, remembering that 75% of people, when they Google something, do not go past the first page. Okay, so please understand the importance as you build your brand, right? And as you are working with these network marketing companies, of learning or hiring somebody that has the SEO, that of building out the blog, right? Even just your name, Haywood, I use you, when people Google it, right? Being able to encounter a website, encounter something that you have direct control over, right? With the name Makeda, is kind of touch and go. More than likely when they're looking for me, believe it or not, there are a bunch of Makedas. So maybe I should work my SEO a little harder. And there's also a song. But someone like you, Skrilla Thorne, right? And your marketing agency, when they Google it, being able to run into you, this is where you have to really know the value of the Builderall platform. For $70, right, to get all of this, an unlimited amount of subscribers, a CRM, this is where it's literally selling itself. All right, Hayward, you're good in my books. I will not. But you understand what I'm saying, where when you're looking at these network marketers, people that are struggling, people that are not yet where they want to be, understand that one of the reasons that Zoe is the conglomerate that he is because he understood, and he still understands, the power of his branding, right? And those are small things. If you remember, and this is another thing too, I'm on a private window here, and that's another thing too. I always like to use Builderall with an incognito window, is that the active live group, there are way too many nuggets in that. If you guys are using that group alone, between Ra, Thriver, Zoe, Seuss, Deontay, Nicole Jones, those 5 people alone have dropped so much nugget, so much value into that group. Larry, there's so much value in that group. It's, if you're using it, and Brandon, look, I reached out to Larry and I was like, listen, man, thanks for tagging him, because he tagged you in some stuff that I didn't even remember about, where they have put value in there, and we've been rocking and rolling, creating 6-figure earners time after time after time for quite some time now. Okay, look at someone like Chris Walton. Okay, Haywood, to watch his transformation, his transition from this time, was that in 2019 even, he just keeps getting more phenomenal, right alongside Brandon Walton, his brother. If that's the definition of hustling smart. And where did they get all of this? It all started with this Builderall platform, learning how to brand themselves, right, and utilizing the platform correctly. And now they're in line, in my opinion, to crush everything that they touch. Very proud of them. So that's where you can see another huge feature. When you get, even here in TLC, right, you have these folks coming on board, and they're like, oh, I don't even know how to do the link tree. How much simpler is it now that they can sign up for a free Builderall account, and anything that I build, any website that I build, I can automatically send right to them, right? So you have the ability to share your websites, to share your funnel. He got you into Builderall. If he doesn't remember to, at 58 minutes, get Chris to start listening, where I tell him it's his responsibility. Chris signed up 50 people to Builderall in 1 month, sending them to this exact webinar, okay? And that's also, I am a little more busy, so that I'm not doing it all 7 days. I think I was doing it 7 days a week, if not 7 days, 5 days a week. If you guys are going to bring out the traffic, as my team, as me wanting to help you grow, I will set aside an hour once you're bringing the traffic in, right? But I don't really like to talk to myself. My mom discourages it. I'm kidding. Well, she does actually. But that's often the best conversation that I have all day. So all jokes aside, Chris Walton was able to sign 50 people up to the Builderall platform. Keeping in mind that's 100% commission. And at that time, our price point was $50. Okay, he did that in 1 month. That is a testament to the training that we have, the product that we have, and of course, Chris's ability to sell water to a whale. You're 100% right about that. Oh shoot, 100% right about that, Haywood. But this is where you're going to be surrounded by these types of leaders who are invested. Sorry, grandma's just maybe having a little. But anyways, you're surrounded by these leaders like myself who are vested in helping you help yourself, right? And yeah, that's all I really got for you guys. You guys know that the link. Sorry about that. You have a link below, ways to contact me. Definitely, of course, like I said, guys, bring people out here. You're seeing, does anybody want to take a look at the dollar funnel? I kind of do. Because I haven't. So let's just copy, take a look at it. Oh, whoops, what was that about? Okay, there's our man Eric. And as you can see here, it directs them right to sign up and get started. Doesn't get more simple than this. Keep in mind that at the very least, this is an opportunity for you to get leads. Once you have their name and their email address, they are now part of your email list subsequently. And remember that the Builderall platform has the ability to message people once they create an account. So that's separate. You know that when you're messaging them there, they have signed into the Builderall platform and they're just waiting for you to help them. You can't see the whole picture. Is that everybody? You guys can't see the whole thing? Haywood, can you see the whole video?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah, sorry. iPhone, don't be afraid to drop who you are. Sorry about that, but let me actually drop the link in the chat so that you will be able to check it out when this is done. And again, this is an opportunity for you to really be getting people to try the Builderall platform out, okay? And if we're getting, like I said, the goal for March was supposed to be 10 active affiliates and 100 leads. You're welcome. Thanks, Haywood, for plugging in. And of course, the replay will be available shortly. Excuse me, if you are just exposing people to this funnel, right? You should be able to get 100 leads when you remember that they're now going to get access to all of these things for, this is again, the premium package for just $1. Okay, this is a great opportunity to show people that are reluctant that this $70 is way more than worth it. Okay, keeping in mind, yes, still 100% commission. How it's going to be handled from the affiliate side is you will receive the 100% commission the second month when they pay in full. Okay, and real quick, like I said, haven't seen the video. Want to plug in?
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brian McMeyer, and today I have the privilege to sit down with the CEO of Builderall.com. What a great guy, and he took a little time out of his schedule to speak with us to give a little bit of his information and his take, especially on this epidemic and coronavirus crisis going on globally. So I reached out to him today. He's got a lot of media going on today. A lot of people are, in the news are reaching out for information. Eric, I wanted to get on the call with you to talk about, especially the plan that Builderall has. What is that $1 place for those that are affected with this coronavirus epidemic?
Hey, Brad, thank you, man. So, yes, this thing that we are creating, we don't have a $1 plan on Builderall, right? But when we saw what's happening and people are staying at home, some people are working from home, but some people, they are just at home hoping for the best, hoping for some help from the government, and a lot of people are doing nothing at home. By the way, this is the Builderall office, right? This is just a video, but it's not there anymore. Everybody's working from home, but we have something to do at home. But my concern is a lot of people, they don't have anything to do at home. They are just 100% depending on the government, and they don't know what's happening. And then what we are doing is we create a solution, we create a plan so you can start your online business right now with just $1. And when we are saying start your online business, inside Builderall is a digital marketing platform. We have more than 30 tools, a lot of apps, a lot of solutions, a lot of ideas, trainings, tutorials, for you to start any kind of business you want to do online. So for example, you want to do e-commerce, we have everything you need. You want to do a sales funnel, we have everything we need. You want to sell a course or teach something, we have the e-learning platform, we have checkouts, we have affiliate system, we have everything that you need to start a business online. Maybe you don't know what to do, but with this plan, you're just going to invest like $1 and you will access all the tools, all the trainings, all the ideas, everything that we are doing. You're going to have access to our entrepreneur community, so you're going to be able to talk and see what people are doing. And you're going to have like 30 days to figure it out what you can do online. Because, you know, Brad, I hope this whole situation goes fast, but we don't know if it's going to be like 1 month to.
All right, Skrilla, I think we've had enough. Is there anything that you needed help with?
Me?
Yeah, Gwen.
Not in particularly. I was just thinking, you know, with what's going on, this like he was talking about the dollar deals is popping.
Yes, and here's where you get a special nugget for staying on till the end. I know that you were working the app game, right? So the
I heard you talking about it before that they might be trying to take it out.
Yeah, that is the rumor, but lo and behold, there are plenty of ways to get access to the white label, and we will cross that bridge when we come to it. You also want to keep in mind that if people are actively using it, they won't get rid of it.
Right.
And that's where it becomes our job, myself included, which is why I'm sharing this with you, to get people to really use it and let Eric know, no, this is something that we paid for to be here. Keep it.
Exactly. That's one of the main reasons why. That was like one of the tipping points. Like the website builder, the email marketing, that's cool. They come together in a lot of places. The chat bots and all that, Facebook auto posting, and you used to have Instagram auto posting. That's cool, but to be able to build an app too for businesses was an actual like extra, like, you know, a tipping point. Like, oh, you build apps too? Like when I tell people, like, oh, I build websites and apps, and they be like, oh, apps too? Like, oh yeah, okay.
This is where this nugget is for you, as I mentioned. So we know that restaurants are struggling heavy. Okay, and the app allows you to do two, in my opinion, quintessential things. One of which is that you're able to give a rewards program to a restaurant. You know, have a restaurant create a rewards program with.
What do you want to eat?
Stop yelling.
No, because I've answered this is my first
I'm on that call. Chill.
No worries. we always love to see to have folks see that we're real people, right? And we're still making it happen. So no excuses. Play like a champion. Here's where. Okay, so we got the rewards program, but also there's this thing, it's called gloriafood.com. It allows you to integrate a menu into the app. This is 100% free.
What's it called? It put me on the big homie Shelly.
Yeah. Oh, so you know about it?
Oh yeah, I messes with Shelly tough because she's the main tutorial
you
person.
ain't
So
put me on. I'm about to club kids.
I didn't know. I thought you knew. As soon as
I
seen Shelly and Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's a real person. Let me tap in.
Shelly is definitely one of the heavy hitters, and yeah. So Gloria Foods allows you to put the menu in there, and one of the things that's really cool is to be like, yo, you guys need a mobile app because. As we talked about email and the importance of email and how many emails I'm getting from restaurants, after a while, you're getting too many emails. But if I have, let's keep it, let's say, well, of course, all the the heavy hitters have apps, right? But let's say Fisherman's Cove, that is a Caribbean restaurant out here. It's a chain restaurant. They got like 2 or 3 stores. If they have an app and now they're able to say, hey, we just I don't know, we just finished our escovitch fish. It's fresh out the oven or out the however it's finished up. Come in, we're still open. If I got the app in my hand, now all of a sudden I'm reminded that I might want to buy the fish today, right? And this is where they make that, let's say, $1,000, $2,000 investment to now have their dedicated supporters support them. Even now that they have the GoFundMe for their employees,
right?
They would be able to call people that are dedicated customers, right? That are invested in them. Hey, scroll on this one. That are dedicated to their success to say, hey man, you can come and you can help our employees out, keep us alive. Because one of the worst things about this virus or whatever, I mean, we have, Agent Orange talking about bailing out these multi-billion-dollar companies, right? I don't know if Bowen is actually a billion-dollar company, but I do remember that they made it a point to not put security measures in place that they willingly admitted caused some of their crashes. And with capitalism, I don't want to get too political, that's where people like that fail. I need to hear more talk about helping these small businesses out, which are the backbone of America, right? Because so many restaurants are never going to be able to open their doors again, especially in places like New York City, where, I saw on the news this restaurant, I don't remember the name of it, within 1 week, they went from profitable to completely in debt, right? Just from not having 1 week of business. So anyways, about Gloria Food. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to some of the restaurants that I know to see if they, even if, for the ones that I want to be around, I'm willing to create a payment plan, remembering, of course, that I am also a cost reduction specialist, and I can help them lower all their bills, especially in a time like this, becomes something that they need to listen to. And of course, building the app and getting them to understand that having that in the app store would help them with their branding, but also to keep their customers engaged at a time when they really need their patronage. So, Skrill, the question is, who's gonna land their first restaurant first, me or you?
Man, I've been pressing food carts. As you know, Portland has got over 500 food carts, so I've been pressing them to be a leader in a app and having an app, because out of the over 500 food carts here, I haven't ran into one that has their own app yet.
Right. And that's the cool thing about the app builder. It does allow you to use Google to even provide geolocation for the food truck. So how are they not hopping on board?
I that's what I've been trying to figure out, man. I mean, most of it might be because I might have got discouraged and distracted, but I've probably approached about 60, 40, about 40 to 50, maybe 60 different food
Wow.
cards.
I bet you now they're going to be thinking twice again.
Oh, yeah. I left my cards with all of them. I got a few calls back, and I'm still doing follow-up.
Yeah, man. That's where also you definitely, hopefully, you got to get an email from them. Because now you can't tell me that they're not struggling, especially with people being encouraged by some to not even eat out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's where it's like, but in my opinion, when you go to the grocery store to pick up your groceries, you're just as likely, if it's meant for you, to get the virus.
You're more likely to get the virus at the grocery store than the drive-thru. I mean, it's
so
just numbers. It's a numbers game.
That's where you have to remember. I respect everybody's decisions, but you gotta, keep in
smarter.
mind. Do you want that restaurant to be around the next time you have that little craving, right?
Right. Facts. Facts.
I'll leave you with that. Thanks for plugging in, and remember, I'll be back next Sunday. Okay.
All right. Talk to you later.
Enjoy your week.
You too.